What is going on, Eagles fans? Our secondary is looking absolutely dangerous this year, but there is a quiet move behind the scenes that you need to know about right now. While everyone is talking about our explosive starters, a savvy veteran addition is flying under the radar and turning heads during minicamp. Could this be the secret weapon that finally fixes our depth issues for good? I have the full scoop on why this signing is smarter than you think. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below before we break down this crucial defensive update. Jonathan Jones is rapidly becoming the most vital insurance policy for the Philadelphia Eagles this season. As the team solidifies its secondary, the 32-year-old veteran has emerged as a critical piece of the puzzle during minicamp. While the spotlight often shines on the marquee starters, Jones has quietly claimed the primary depth roles for both outside and slot cornerback. Under the guidance of defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, Jones is currently being cross-trained to handle multiple assignments, effectively serving as the top backup to Quinion Mitchell, Tariq Woolen, and Cooper DeJean. The Eagles are clearly banking on his decade of professional experience to stabilize a unit that struggled significantly with depth throughout the previous year. By locking him into these two specific roles, the coaching staff is ensuring that any potential injury to the starting trio will not result in a defensive collapse. The organization's decision to sign him to a one-year, $2 million guaranteed contract is beginning to look like a shrewd maneuver to shore up the roster's floor. Watching him navigate the defensive schemes with such veteran poise has certainly captured the attention of the staff, proving that his 9-year tenure in New England, including 8 seasons under Bill Belichick, prepared him well for this specific transition. Because Belichick eventually adopted a system closely mirroring the one Fangio runs today, Jones is effectively fluent in the defensive language expected of him in Philadelphia. This fluency allows him to step into either the perimeter or the slot without missing a beat, providing the kind of flexibility that is often difficult to find on the open market at such a low price point. His presence changed the baseline for the entire defensive backfield, adding layers of reliability that were missing during the team's most challenging moments last season. This shift in depth is essential when evaluating why this matters for the Eagles right now. Last year, the lack of quality backups behind the starters created a glaring vulnerability that opponents were able to exploit late in games. By securing a player of his caliber, the franchise has successfully eliminated that specific void, ensuring that the second unit is as capable as the starters. Even if he plays less than 30% of total defensive snaps, his versatility remains his primary asset. If a starter goes down during a crucial drive, the defense will no longer need to panic or radically adjust their coverage packages. The transition from the starter to the replacement should remain seamless, because he already understands both the scheme and the specific techniques required. Furthermore, the commitment to his development throughout the spring shows that the team views him as an integral part of the overall defensive game plan. As the team looks to optimize its roster, having a veteran who can mentor younger prospects like Mitchell and DeJean while simultaneously competing for meaningful reps is a rare advantage. Fly Eagles, fly. The fans know that championships are often decided by the strength of the roster's bottom half, and his integration represents a calculated step toward building a more resilient, well-rounded secondary. His arrival and subsequent performance have quieted concerns about the lack of experience in the room, creating a much more competitive environment for everyone involved. He is not just here to fill a jersey, he is here to ensure that the defense does not drop off when the rotation begins. It is this high level of preparation that will dictate the defensive success throughout the 2026 season. Despite his current standing as the number 4 cornerback, there is still work to be done to ensure his spot on the final roster. Because his contract is relatively inexpensive at only $2 million, his position is not as untouchable as the $10 million guarantees given to some of his peers. The team maintains financial flexibility, meaning that a poor performance during the upcoming summer training camp could theoretically force the organization to look in a different direction. Competition is fierce, and other players on the depth chart are hungry for their own opportunities to contribute to the secondary. Kalai Ringo, for instance, has already demonstrated his value through excellent play on special teams, an area where the franchise places a high premium. Additionally, Jacorian Bennett is using the full offseason to reestablish his standing within the rotation after falling out of favor in previous months. These players are pushing hard to outperform the veterans and earn their stripes on the field. While it remains highly unlikely that he will be cut, given how the staff is currently utilizing him, the reality of the business is that no role is gifted without proof of performance. The coaches have laid out a specific path for him, but he must continue to validate that trust every single day on the practice field. The lack of a long-term multi-million-dollar commitment means that he must remain sharp, consistent, and mentally locked in throughout the entirety of the summer. Any lapse in concentration could open the door for younger, faster players to climb the depth chart and claim the spots currently allocated to him. He is currently winning the battle for the 4th position, but that standing must be defended against the relentless pursuit of those below him who are desperate to climb. The contrast between his current situation and that of the starters is a standards part of modern roster building. While players like Tariq Woolen hold fully guaranteed contracts that make them organizational staples, his situation is more fluid. This is a common strategy employed by teams to maximize the talent pool without overcommitting to aging players on the back end of their careers. The management team clearly feels that if he plays at his current level, the value provided to the defense far outweighs the modest salary he's earning. However, this structure serves as a double-edged sword as it keeps the player motivated to perform at his absolute best to justify his place on the squad. This environment forces every single person in the cornerback room to stay on their toes. For him, the mission is simple. Keep playing the high-level ball he displayed at minicamp and force the coaches to keep him on the roster. For the Eagles, the mission is to ensure that the depth is not just a collection of warm bodies, but a cohesive unit capable of executing complex defensive assignments under pressure. By fostering this type of competition, the franchise ensures that everyone is pushing their limits, which ultimately raises the ceiling for the entire secondary. He knows exactly what is expected of him, having survived and thrived in similar environments during his 9 years in New England. He is not just looking to survive the summer. He is looking to prove that his specific brand of veteran experience is exactly what this team needs to reach its goals. His experience acts as a stabilizer, providing a steady hand in a room that is otherwise filled with young, high-ceiling talent looking to make a name for themselves in the NFL. Looking toward the remainder of the summer, the focus will remain squarely on his ability to maintain his status within the defensive hierarchy. The coaches have signaled their intent by putting him in both the outside and slot roles, which is a massive show of confidence in his tactical understanding. If he continues to operate at this level of efficiency, the decision-making process for the final roster will become much easier for the front office. He is currently the front runner for that 4th spot, and the consistency he brings to the table is something the team has been missing. The staff understands that while you can draft elite talent for the starting positions, finding capable, reliable depth often requires these types of veteran acquisitions. By investing in his versatility, the team has given itself a much-needed buffer against potential adversity. As training camp progresses, the pressure will only increase, and the physical demands will test the durability of every player in the defensive backfield. He will be expected to guide the younger players through these challenges, using his knowledge to help them grow while holding his own in competitive drills. If he can continue to perform his duties with the same precision he showed in minicamp, he will be a staple in this rotation all the way through the final whistle of the regular season. The team is better for having him in the fold, and his journey towards solidifying that number 4 role will be one of the most important subplots to follow throughout the summer months. By all accounts, he has the pedigree, the scheme knowledge, and the physical ability to make a significant impact, effectively turning a potential position of concern into one of strength for this team.